Well, I guess the obvious Derek Culver, first of all, the first half, and then how he performed in the second.
Well, obviously played pretty well the second half. I thought he was pretty strong with the ball. Just on. Can you hear me? I don't know. Played well. I decided not to play him. Hey, Justin, how you doing?
Any reason? I'm sorry I got here late.
The horn kept going off. It's kind of like Beckley, you know. So he's kind of. No, I mean we're gonna do right, you know. We're gonna do right. We're gonna all be on the same page.
So, Bob, you guys controlled the lead throughout much. All of a sudden, your offense goes cold. They tie it. What's the difference, though, in the last 6 minutes when you sort of put it back away?
Well, I think the whole thing started in the first half where, you know, we got up and then we got a little giddy with it, you know, and threw it around a little bit and didn't quit guarding the way we were guarding. We guarded pretty good for a while. And then when the score after the score was tied, we guarded better again. We didn't give straight line drives. We did a better job of stopping penetration, made them shoot the ball over top of us. And I think they kicked one or two off their foot that we had pretty good pressure on the ball. It's just a matter of us doing what we practice doing every day. And, you know, I keep telling them the advantage we have is we can bring people off the bench who are as good as the people that we start out there. So play, man. You don't have to worry about you don't have to worry about, you know, getting tired because we got people to bring in for you. And then we brought some people in that weren't really ready. It didn't seem like. And then they did some things, and you know, Oscar looked like a freshman again. Went too fast. You know, as much as you say slow down, slow down, slow down, he didn't slow down. And then Logan wasn't as good as he's been. And quite frankly, I'm struggling to figure out how we're supposed to play in the post, because it doesn't seem to be the same all the time.
You look like a team struggling to find identity. I mean, is that a fair assessment?
I don't know, Bob. I just think we got up and we relaxed, and they took advantage. And they're a good team. I mean, what Mess said, they've won 40-some games in the last 2 years, and they really shoot the ball. They take advantage of defensive lapses, and we had a defensive lapse. And I think what you'll want is, when that happens, is to be able to bring people off the bench that gives you more energy, and that didn't happen. It didn't give us more energy, and then Sean had lost a nail, and so he was kind of hobbled, and so that took a guy who had been really making shots for us in practice and obviously in the pit game. So
One personality group or another, it changes though somehow.
well, it may, because it might, because you know we're playing so many people, but you know we got a lead, and then we just started, you know, holding the ball. When we got the lead, passing the ball, and we made a good backdoor cut that relieved pressure, and then they stopped trying to deny the wings, and after the backdoor cut, so now you can kind of enter the ball and run what you want to run, and we just you can have the ball in your hands way too long, you know. if you get it and you dribble it too much, you're going to have 10 eyes on you, and it's hard to beat 10 eyes. If you pass it and you cut and you move, and we got very stagnant because we held the ball. And it wasn't one guy, it was a bunch of guys.
Well, what'd you think of Jermaine tonight? Seemed like he was doing some good things for you, made some big plays down the stretch.
Yeah, he did. Jermaine's a good player. I mean, Jermaine can do a lot of things. The battle with Jermaine is just keeping him. I don't know what the right word is. I want to say competitive, but that's not it. He's always competitive. When he's really sharp and he's really kind of into things and he's got some bounce in his step, he's awfully good.
Said Sean lost a nail, fingernail.
I don't know. They just said a nail. I think it was a toenail. I don't know. I told them then back a day in Vietnam, they pulled those out. They got pliers and yanked them out. That's what the Vietnamese did.
Since this is, a Cancun game, obviously you guys are going Mexico next week. Is everything cleared up with Oscar's, whatever it is, passport, paperwork?
I'm told it will be. Yeah, I'm told it will be. It's been a long, drawn-out process, but I'm told it will be.
You talked about Jermaine. Do you have to, I don't say force him, but encourage him to look more for his own shot, drive the basket like he started to do at the end when you really needed something?
I don't know. I mean, we got a lot of guys can make shots if they would step into shots. Well, we get kind of lazy in our preparation. And then, like I said, we just hold the ball too much. I've tried to explain it. If one guy has the ball for an extended period of time, all 5 defenders are going to be staring at him. I mean, and you got 10 eyes on you. It's hard to trick 10 eyes. You might be able to trick 5 or 6, but no, probably not 5, 4 or 6. But you can't trick 10. I mean, that's how some of those people play. That's pack line. Well,
When Derek does get in, he kind of created a spark there for you guys with the basket and the paint, and then the give and go with Jermaine there. What, obviously,
it's all coaching.
Pretty active once he got in, though, I guess is what my.
Well, he was well rested. Derek's talented. And, if we could get him just to do some fundamental things better, he's the same as those other guys. He goes too fast and shoots it before he sees where he's shooting it. Those kind of things.
Bob, speaking of coaching and talent, Oscar makes a bad pass on an entry.
Which time?
One that went off the box in the backboard, actually. And then he took a jumper at Pitt when he was wide open. Those are things that I'm sure you don't want him doing, but he's talented, and I mean, maybe eventually he can do that stuff. How do you curb that or also encourage that?
Well, I'm not going to encourage him to throw it away. He's got to put time in, Mike, and he has to get experience, and we're trying to give him experience, but we're not going to give him experience at the cost of losing games because of it. And he doesn't want that either. I mean, Oscar's a lot smarter than what I think people think he is. I mean, he understands. He understands a lot more than what people think he does.
Out-rebounded them by 18 tonight. You pleased with performance on the glass?
No, I think we should do that all the time. I mean, if we're going to play Derek and Oscar together, we should out-rebound everybody. And there's not any reason why we don't or we can't.
Did you like what you saw out of Taz today?
We need Taz to get to be a little more assertive. He's talented. We just need to get him to be a little more assertive. He made some shots early and then didn't take any shots. We need him to shoot it. I'd much rather Taz shoot it than some of those other guys.
When you outsize a team like you do them, would you prefer to play your bigs and outsize them, or go smaller and kind of play their game?
We went smaller out in this because Oscar was struggling a little bit. Started off pretty good, then he struggled, and so we get him out and let Eric talk to him for a while, and then Logan came in and he wasn't his usual self, so we went smaller. We're not going to do that very often.
What does it say about your team that your starting five scored 180 the first 5 baskets, and at halftime you played 10 guys and all of them scored? I mean, what does it say about the balance, the depth, whatever it is you want to call it?
Well, I think that goes back to what we've talked about before, is that we may not have 5 better than their 5, but we might have 10, probably have 10 better than their 10. But for that to work, those guys have to wear those 5 out that are out there, and we didn't do a very good job of that today. We did to start the game, and they took a timeout, and it was a great timeout by them. The guy's a really good coach, and kind of got him a little breather and got him to calm down a little bit. But we had them doing what we want to do. We had them going a little faster than they can go.
Coach, usually when you get in these kind of tournaments and they schedule these preliminary games, it's usually not. In the past, it hasn't been the greatest of competition, but I mean, this is a pretty good team, and I think Boston might, be a pretty good team. How much of a benefit, I guess, is it, not only for your RPI and strength of schedule, but that these 2 games are actually, competitive teams?
Well, I would hope that there isn't an RPI anymore, but it's kind of, sort of. Yeah, I mean, the better they are, a win over a good team gets you a lot of points. I mean, we didn't have any control over it, but I'm glad it happened that way. And then I watched Northern Iowa play these guys. They're good, and they've got more guys that can make shots than this team had. So if we guard the way we guarded against these guys, we'll struggle against Northern Iowa.
Surprising that they were able to find, a good overall field and not just the 4 good and 4 bad.
Oh, I think that this in-season tournament has really blown up. I mean, they're everywhere. And the guy who started the Cancun deal is. I don't know if any of you would remember Jim Amick, who was Coach Gardner's assistant and was the assistant coach when I played. His son started this tournament. That's how I got involved in it. I did that for the Amicks because we had all the other things going with the ESPN stuff. But I wanted to do that for them. And then we had a pretty good experience. And so we're going back. The fans loved it. Fans loved it. It's all inclusive. If you get Dave to open the purse a little bit, man, you go down there. It's all inclusive. Okay. I'm just trying to help you. Just anything I can do to help you, I'm right there.
November's not bad. I know that.
Coach, they went on that 14-2 run, got in a bucket, and then it seemed like you guys took momentum right back. What did you say in the huddle in that timeout? What changed?
I'm not sure I can say what I said in the huddle to this group. I wasn't very happy.
Bob, November basketball can be lopsided sometimes, and it might be weeks or months before you play a close game. Had 3 second-half competitive games. How happy are you to get those while winning, but get some of those reps and experience, especially for young guys now and not?
I think it's good for us. Yeah, absolutely good for us. You know, we've got like, you know, we have some people come. We got some people who have played really well against what, you know, Big Five people. So, I mean, that's got to help us. And one of Pitt's losses, we're playing them in the same week that we're playing somebody else pretty good. It's good for us as long as we win. It's not very good when you lose.